Okay, another edition of Sitting with SilverBaX. And today, right, we're going to, like I said, I'm always jumping on my youth. I want my youth to be informed on everything they need to hear about what the do's and don'ts and the ins and outs of becoming that athlete and reaching that point to where they were trying to get. Also, with the parents and y'all play a big role in this part too, because there's certain things y'all can and cannot do and should and should not do. But today, it's a special one to me. This one hit close to me. Another UGA. I know y'all I kind of feel like I've been in UGA now. I'm about to be locked in. I got a special guy with me right here. And I've been around this guy and had the privilege of being with him through what he do for the community as far as givebacks and like just pour outs with his camps and stuff like that. And I'm proud that he has allowed me to be a part of that. So I got Jonathan Ledbetter, Walter Payton, nominee. Welcome, man. Welcome to the program.
How you doing, man?
I appreciate you,
It's
man.
family, it's love.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna let you. I know I left some stuff out, man. I want you to.
You good, man. We humble, man. We always been that way, man. We will forever be that way. I'm just glad to be here, man. You know, it's like I said before, it's just family. You know, UGA pipeline, SilverBaX. You know, it's just they go deep, man. Just pretty much, yeah. We do everything in the community we can. You know, my motto is it takes a village. And, you know, that village can consist of anybody, you know, trying to produce some positivity. And, you know, I've been fortunate enough to have people in my village to, you know, support me and help me get to where I'm at. You know, I'm going on year 6 in the league. Roller coaster of a career so far, man. I actually just tore my ACL Christmas. So this is my second ACL tear in my career. And just been kind of battling through that, man. And still trying to, you know, do what I can for the people in my community and for the youth, like you said, man. Just empowering them any way possible.
Like I said, I appreciate you coming, man, giving me this time to come in here and talk to my kids and just share your journey.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. My platform is about sharing your journey so the kids can relate themselves and know that they can make it. You know what I'm saying? They keep their mindset together. And I'm gonna start back to where you. And man, I'm sorry about the injury too. I you know what I'm saying?
It's part of it, man.
So like I said, come with territory. Yeah. But your youth, like where you grew up at, went to school at, stuff like that. Rec ball.
Actually, man, I'm from, you know, I pretty much grew up and raised in Georgia, man. I played at TFL, Tucker Football Lions.
Rec ball?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, TFL, and I went to Tucker High School, Tucker Middle, and homegrown. Went to University of Georgia after that, and you know, just kept it pushing, man. You know, I ended up going to Miami my first couple years in the league, and then ended up in Arizona. But like I said, yeah, Georgia pretty much what I know. We moved around a bunch when I was younger. My mom was in the military.
Okay.
You know, we lived in Maryland for a year.
Okay.
You know, I was born in actually Jersey, so born up north. Moved to New York for like a year, and then we came down south. So, you know, just kind of moving around, kind of getting acclimated. You know, when your parents in the military kind of culture you a little bit. You know, you kind of get the best of you know, every environment, just because you got to move around and adapt to different type of people. You know, different type of, you know, just circumstances. So it taught me a lot. But you know, that's why I pride myself. Like, man, I can come in the room and, you know, just it's whatever, bro. I'd have been everywhere and did everything. So, you know what I mean? It's just come with the territory. But that's pretty much just a little bit about my background, man, and just about football for me. I started younger. Actually, when I first started playing football, we lived in Maryland.
What age?
We lived in Maryland. I was like 6 years old, and I actually didn't even like football. Like, I wanted to hoop. I really wanted to hoop.
That's crazy though, because I like most people that I interview, it's like they football wasn't the first choice.
Yeah, like, so everybody want to be Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so I was like, man, I want to hoop, and like my brothers was a little bit taller than me. I was always just the bigger
seen
one.
him.
So it's like, man, I can hoop, but like I'm more of a bruiser. You know what I mean? And
you Charles Barkley down?
Yeah, I'm down in that paint throwing them balls.
I got Charles Oakley all in
throwing them shoulders.
But dirt, that's dirty.
I'm fouling out for sure. Foul out every game. Like, it's cool. Fourth quarter, I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Make it count. Make it count.
I'm going, but you know, I'm gonna get you a solid 10 boards, you know, every game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about 10 to 12 points a game, just consistently, you know what I'm saying? It's consistent.
That's all.
Consistent.
Hey, so at what age did you realize, like, all right, I'm football?
Man, for real. So it was really like I had quit like when I was in Maryland when I was like younger. I was like, I'm gonna play basketball. I don't want to really do this too much.
You quit playing football?
Yeah, I had quit.
What? You remember the age on that one?
Yeah, I played for a year and a half. So I was like 7.5. I only played for a year and a half, and I was like, man, I just don't want to do it no more. Like, it was a younger age group. Coaches wasn't really like super developmental. My brothers was coming from the older practices, just really just teeing off on the younger kids, and coaches just going for it. They like, it just make them tougher, like da da da. And I'm just like, man, bro, like I'm not learning nothing. You know what I mean?
So at 7, you was talking.
Yo, yeah, my brothers was coming and hitting in our practice. Yeah, we supposed to be learning fundamentals,
right?
And you know how to play the game, and they literally running in our practice
So when you went Georgia, when you said, "All right, I'm taking football serious."
Yeah. So we moved. We ended up moving back to Georgia. My granddad had passed away, and my grandma was here by herself.
Okay.
And I just, you know, I actually, the first team I played for in Georgia it was at the TFL Park, but it was for the Crimson Tide, like literally because I was a big kid. So it was like, man, like you this age, but you this big.
So what age was you?
So I was like, I want to say 13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah, 13, 14.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, man, I really like it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I was like
13,
right.
14.
Yeah, so I played a year. I played a couple years in the park, and then once I got to middle school, it was like you can still play TFL, or you can play for the middle school. Like I was big enough to go play for the middle school, so I played for Tucker Middle.
Played on up.
Yeah, and like it was just different for me. I actually liked the game. I was being taught a little bit more. Right. Just kind of learning some fundamentals, and I kind of got good. At a couple of things, and I was like, man, I could kind of do this. Like, like let me see, what it's about.
What it's gonna take me.
Yeah, it started going into my body, and then I was like, all right, boom. My mom wanted to send us to private school after middle school. She didn't really like, the Tucker environment or anything like that. So we went to private school in Sandy Springs for a year. I did, at least. Me and my middle brother, he ended up graduating from there. But I went for a year, and I just realized, like, man, like, truthfully, they sucked. Like, you know what I mean? And I was just like, bro, I know what I can do with this if I do it the right way.
Yeah.
And like if I stay here, I'm just hurt my career.
Right.
So I had Duke approach me when I was there, and they were like, yeah, we just want to see you in front of some more competition. And I was like, shooting for school, like Duke telling me like they want to see me in front of some competition. And then like I need to go really be where the dogs at, because then if I want them other schools to come, like I got to show that like this is what I'm about.
Right.
So I ended up transferring after a year, and literally after I transferred, I did spring ball with Tucker. And I got pretty much every offer in the spring, pretty much already.
What year was this?
This was going into my junior year.
Junior year high school.
Yep.
So the offers started rolling in.
I got Duke first. Then it was like Florida. Then you had your Bamas, Georgia. I committed to Bama. I was committed there for the last 2 years.
So you ain't yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's the part I be wanting to hear. Like,
yeah.
Who was that? Them top 2 notches.
Oh yeah, so it was Bama at first. I was Bama all the way. I don't know if
did you take the visit?
Yeah, so I committed with Elijah Shaw. So he was the number 1 D tackle coming out of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up unfortunately hurting his neck, and he couldn't play ball no more. But he's in the coaching field now. He's doing real well. But that was like my OG. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you need to come here. I'm finna show you how to do this and how to take over.
Right.
And that's he really showed me like how to do it, how to leverage it. We going to all the schools, and I think he was on his official at Bama, and I ended up committing on his official visit.
I got you.
And it was just over with from there. I was up there pretty much every weekend, going to the games, kicking it with the guys. And then I'm big on family, man. So I actually decommitted.
That's what I'm for the touch on.
Yeah, I decommitted. I had asked them to, my brother wanted to play ball too. He was a hooper, my oldest brother Joe.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, man, I want to play football again. He ain't played football in like 3-4 years. So I'm like, bro, they not finna let you play ball. Like, I'm gonna ask though.
Yeah,
so
right. We're gonna shoot our shot.
So I went and asked. I asked Bama. They was like, man, he can come, but he'll be a walk on. Like, we can't give him no money. So I was like, all right, bet. Like, let me just, see. Let me ask again. So I asked Georgia, and they was like, shoot, we'll give him a scholarship. He can come, and we'll give him a scholarship. And it was after I decommitted, it was actually between Georgia and Stanford. I had got accepted to Stanford, and like I didn't think I was gonna get accepted.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. Time out. You use the Ledbetter leverage.
Oh yeah, 100%. Free degree.
I like that.
Free degree. You know I gotta do that. Come on.
For the bro.
For the bros. For the family.
For the family. What?
Family.
You can't. My brother. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's easy. It was easy.
Erase it. Anybody got erase? Check it out. We're gonna go over there.
That was an easy decision. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I was just like, bro, they said you could come, so we going here. That's where we going. And I almost went to Stanford because I had got accepted. I didn't think I was gonna get accepted. And they would Coach Shaw. Like I went on my official visit to Bama, Georgia, Stanford, and that was the only three I decided to take. And
not a bad three.
Yeah, not a bad three. And I ended up, it was like, man, Stanford a little too far from the crib. They not trying to get my brother in here. I know they not finna let nobody else in there just on some. I want to play ball. Like he gotta have the grades too.
That's a long way.
So it was, it was a simple decision for me, and it was close to home. You know what I'm saying? My grandma was still there, and my first year, like I just, she was kind of going through some stuff.
I got you.
Yeah, so it was good to be close to home, be close to family, and it ended up working out, for the better.
It definitely worked out for the right, for the Ledbetter. It worked out for the better.
100%. 100%.
I like that.
Yeah.
So UGA, once you get in there, at what point did you realize, like, okay, this thing don't got serious, and I could go to the
Man, truthfully, like I said, my mom was in the military, so when I was in high school, like I had so much structure. I really was like I had too much structure. Like so when I got to college, like it was all just surreal for me. I wasn't really a big partier.
Yeah.
In high school, I didn't really do too much. I was just football, go home, and just chill. Like I'm at the house, or I'm down the street at my homie's crib, and we're going on football visits to see like different schools, tour different campuses and whatnot. But when I got to college, like it was just me. You feel me? So it's like a brand new world. I'm at a SEC school, UGA, and like truthfully, that shit lit. You know what I mean? So it's like
UGA lit like that.
Yeah, come on. Oh what, man? It's crazy. Athens is a beast.
I didn't see it. Like growing up in my time,
yeah.
I didn't see it like because
it
just seemed like UGA. It just seemed like UGA was just like it was a football school. Like,
yeah, but that's what it is. So you gotta think about it. I'm there just for ball. So it's like everything you want as a ball player at your disposal. You know what I'm saying? Like you free everywhere. You get in here, you can do whatever you want. You get any girl you want. It's just like, man, it's that lifestyle. So like for me, coming from that background of I'm not going out, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I'm having fun. Like, you know what I mean? So it was I struggled a little bit with like identity and crisis, and like I was a knucklehead. I got in so much trouble my first 2 years of college, and just struggling with figuring out who I wanted to be. And truthfully,
but you was on the hold on.
Yeah, I was on the field. I was still on the field. I was still turning up.
So you said you got in trouble. You didn't. The coaches want to keep you.
Yeah, the first time I got in trouble, it was like kind of like, all right, you like just college, like you know what I'm saying.
All right.
And second time I got in trouble, it was like, all right, you kind of tripping a little bit, but like I was playing ball, so it was like a lot of places they only care about if you're going out there and you producing.
Right. So
I was going out there and I was producing, but it was just like I wasn't producing how I know I could. You know what I mean? So I got in trouble like my third time. I ended up, getting a DUI. What? And I was drunk. I fell asleep at the wheel, out partying, trying to do all this stuff for one of my homeboys' birthday.
Whoa.
And I fell asleep at a stoplight, man. And like truthfully, in that moment, like God allowed me to still be here and like kept me alive.
You fell in. Wait a minute. You was.
I was driving, leaving the party, 4 o'clock in the morning. Pull out of the neighborhood, literally drive like 1 minute, get to the stoplight, and I'm out, sleep.
So the car was in.
My foot was on the brake for like 30 minutes.
Well, you got a heavy foot.
Nah, I'm really a light sleeper, like, so that's why I say like it just really was God, because I move around in my sleep, like I'm everywhere, like, you know what I'm saying? You talking about getting to bed, sheets everywhere, like blanket thrown on the ground, like that's how I sleep.
So I mean,
so that was my calling to turn it around for sure. So yeah, and it was just a serious moment for me. It was life changing for real, and it was for the better. In the moment it seemed like it was like the worst thing that could have happened to me, but truthfully it was the best thing, because I just started kind of
kept going.
Yeah, I would have kept going, and I just didn't know.
Push that limit.
Yeah,
you kept pushing it.
And everybody was kind of letting me push those limits, because even though I had that structure, like, I'm a outgoing person, so I knew how to kind of, work it. You know what I mean? I can finesse it. People don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. Right. They just seeing what I was showing them. And it was like, I'm really hurting myself. and I really need to try to figure out who I want to be. And you know, it took a little time, and you know, everybody rallied around me at UGA. You know, friends, coaches, all that stuff like that.
Support. They showed that genuine support, real support.
And it was tough, man. But like, it was for my betterment. You know, I got to college. You know, I guess I let this part out. Like, I left high school early, so my first years at UGA, I was 16. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I left UGA when I was 20. I turned 21 in the league. So, you know, I was from UGA from 16 to 20.
How did you do that?
So, shoot, you know, going to school up north, curriculum different. Then I came back down here. I went to private school for those years.
So you trying to say South Slow?
Yeah, a little bit. a little bit. But then I took when I went to the private school, I took advanced placement classes. So basically, them is like college courses in high school. So I took them. So I had a bunch of advanced placement classes. So when I transferred from the private school to my public school, like everything that they was doing in the classroom, like I had already done. Like I already knew it. So I'm in the library doing class, like by myself, just on the computer. So I went to school at like 8 o'clock, left at like 11.
Oh, okay.
And then for the first semester, and then the second semester, I was gone.
All right. So after that adversity with the DUIs and all that type of stuff, and you got back on track, when was it that
it was literally right after
NFL might be called?
It was literally right after I got out of jail. I was like, damn, like I'm throwing my.
How long was the jail?
I was in jail 2 days.
2 days?
2 days. 2 long days. Felt like 2 weeks.
Oh boy,
I was hurting, man.
I ain't gonna talk about it.
I ain't eat. I ain't do nothing. I'm just in there.
You lost a couple pounds?
Man, I lost a couple pounds, man. I ain't know what time it was.
But you had time to think.
I had time to think, and I said, man, you know what? This ain't for me.
Nah, tell them.
Straight up.
Tell them that.
I said, this ain't really the life I want to live. Like them little sandwiches, man, they not good, man. You know what I'm saying? They just
you
don't.
Probably in the holding cell too.
Oh yeah, nah.
It's cold.
I'm in there. I got that little blanket. I'm on that metal.
Yeah.
I'm in there. No, I was in the holding cell when they booked me.
Right.
But you know, if you get a DUI, you got to go to jail. No, you got to go to jail. You got to turn yourself in and go in there. So I was in there 2 days after I had already spent the night in there from when I was drunk. But you know, you don't remember nothing when you drunk. It was the other 2 days when I went in there regular, and I was like, oh yeah, like it's 2 days, the long haul. I said, hey, I'm done. I'm never doing this again.
Play some football.
I said, I'm never doing this again. And like when I had got out, like it was crazy because I was in the cell. I seen they got the little TVs. I'm looking at the TV. I'm seeing my name on ESPN.
Oh man, going crazy.
What
did that feel like to you?
I'm hurt, man. I'm humiliated. I was humiliated. You know what I mean? It was one of the most humiliating moments in my life, truthfully.
So tell me, like, that apology to your mom. How was that?
Man, and truthfully, it was so crazy. You know, when I got out, like, I just thought, like, man, for sure, I'm finna get beat. Like, it's over with. Like, she finna military beat down me like she used to do. And man, she just embraced me. Like, you know what I mean? It was just she was just worried. You know what I mean? And you know, that's the biggest thing. You know, as kids, that you know, you don't really want to do that to your parents. It's just
that's hurt.
Yeah, worry is a killer, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I tell y'all, like, young people, man, like, just be truthful, man. If you're gonna tell somebody, man, tell your folks. Yeah, if anything, you know, they the ones that's always gonna love you unconditionally, no matter how bad you think a situation could be, or you know how mad you think they might get. They gonna forgive you. You know, they might not do it right there, but you know, over time, like, they'll do it, man. They gonna embrace you, and that was important for me to realize, because once I realized that, I was like, all right, now I can make amends with everybody else. Right. Like, I'm good with mama.
I got
like,
mom.
I got somebody on my side.
Me back.
So like, I can really start taking this on with everybody else. And it took some time. Like I said, it was humiliating, man. But you gotta embrace that humility. And it's like, you know, when you at your bottom, that's the crazy part about rock bottom. Like who gonna really rally around you? Because like, truthfully, you can't go no lower.
Right.
And you need somebody to pick you up, because you're going to want to do it on your own, but you're not going to have, like, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to have really the want to, you know what I'm saying. You're going to be, like I said, humiliated. You're going to be shit down on yourself, depressed. And I had to fight through all that stuff, and luckily I had people around me. And I was just like, man, shit, I'm doing this. You know, I'm not going to lose what I work for. So, you know, I'm literally, they practicing on the field. I'm practicing on the other side of the field by myself. Like literally for like the whole year, You know, because I couldn't be with the team. You know what I mean? That was like kind of my discipline.
Oh, that was the okay.
Oh yeah. I'm in, you know,
so whole
suits.
practicing by yourself. What you were doing over there? Like hitting the dummies?
I'm hitting the dummies. I'm hitting the sleds. I'm running. I'm working out.
But you got a coach over there.
Yeah, I got a coach over there. So whenever they doing stuff, like say if they had a workout at 6 a.m. in the morning, I'm working out at 4:30. You know what I'm saying? I'm 4:30 working out. You know what I mean? And I can't. I'm doing my own thing. Like it's just me. And when they practice, and I'm doing my own practice. I'm flipping sleds, pulling tires, real punishment stuff. Yeah.
All right. So
I tell y'all a funny story.
Give me one.
When I got out, my punishment that next day, they put a 150-pound weight vest on me. They put the chains that you put on like to do the bench. They put 2 of them. They attached them across my chest like this, and then took 2 more and put them on my shoulders. So it's like 700 pounds on me.
So what you gotta do?
I'm already like 290, 280. Man, I had to get on the Stairmaster for an hour and a half in the morning and step. And then, like I was falling off and everything. It's just, you can imagine, like I'm falling straight off. I'm falling down. They like, if you don't get up, you get kicked out of school. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, I gotta get up. I think that's the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm like, man, I can't go back home. I'm talking all this shit. Like, I can go back home. Like, nah, I can't go back home. Like, it ain't nothing at home for me. So I was like, you know, I gotta get up. So it was like, man, I made a decision. I was like, you're not finna see me quit. And like after that, I was like, you know, damn. I was like, you know, I quit it once before when I was younger. I said, I'll never quit this shit again. And you know, from really that moment forward, I was just like, man, this shit can't break me, man. Like it's Earth, you know what I mean? Everybody here is human, you know what I mean? And we all going through stuff, but I ain't gonna let another man break me, you know? So it's like, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I did this. I made my bed.
Yeah,
I made my bed. I gotta lay in it. And it was just like, you know, I'm gonna do that as a man, you know. And that's really what it taught me. Like, you know, going through the identity crisis and figuring out, you know, how to be a man and how to, you know, move through life. It was like, you know, like
dealing with adversity.
Men take care of what they gotta take care of.
Adversity. Yeah. So that's something we all gonna have to deal with. So coming off of that, what was the big game or what was the big year that said like the NFL or I mean what
so really as soon as I came back, I was back playing. Like first game I could play, I balled. I had like 10 tackles, played Vanderbilt. And I was mad as hell because we still lost the game. And I'm snapping on everybody like we in the national championship. You know what I'm saying?
That leader, though.
So yeah, it kind of had put that in me. And I actually became a captain that year. And we ended up, you know what I'm saying, the next year, my junior year, we ended up going all the way. We lost to Bama on the Hail Mary, but when I was a captain that year, you know, leader of the guys, leader on the D-line, and just really, I was like, man, shit, like I done did everything you could possibly think of. So, you know, if you asking what to do or what not to do, like I could tell you, you know what I mean? Like, and if you can use my experience or you can not, you know, but I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm gonna tell you how I did it and what it got me. And, you know, guys appreciated that honesty. You know what I mean? It was like, man, shoot, like he not telling us what to do. He just saying this would come with it. And my biggest thing to guys was like, it's a time and a place for everything. You know, you can have fun, you can do whatever, but like handle your business. Like straight up, just handle your business because, you know, life can be hard either way. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know, you can work hard now. You know what I'm saying? Or you can not work at all and then live a hard life later on. Definitely. So, you know, it's just you got to choose your heart. And, you know, I always tell guys that, you know, my junior year, and that was definitely like the best year for me. And I was like, shoot, I'm definitely for sure going to the league. Like,
oh, you knew that?
I knew I was going to the league. I almost left after my junior year. And had we won the national championship, I would have left for sure. But we ended up losing. So it was like, man, damn, like, I want to come back and like I had that hunger. I wanted to try to do it again. I wanted to leave with something.
How did the senior year go?
Man, shit, we lost to Bama again in the SEC championship.
Damn, by Nick Saban.
Yeah, but they should have put us in. Truthfully,
so y'all didn't even make the playoffs.
Nah, they kind of did us real dirty, man. Like how they did UGA just past year, and they made them play Florida State, and they did it by 60 points. Yeah, it was like that. Like, and we was.
So how did y'all feel after that? What does that like? Y'all feel like?
Well, for us, I know what it did to the team. Like we played Texas, and we ended up letting Texas beat us you know what I'm saying, in the bowl game because a lot of our guys didn't want to play. They felt like, you know, they got robbed and, you know, that was
This year, right?
no, that was my senior
Okay,
year, you know,
okay.
and even this last year, you know, they
Like, a lot of guys sat out.
a lot of guys sat out, but a lot of guys still played.
Yeah.
You know, my year it was literally like our whole defense and dang near half of the offense was like, I'm not playing.
So does that normally, like at the end of the year when it's come down to draft picks and stuff like that?
I mean, I respect it. Now, it depends, man. Like, truthfully, like if you got, you know, if you put the work in, you got your stock, and people be like, man, he's not a team player and he doesn't want to play.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, like,
You know,
bro, this league is a business, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm going through it right now with contract negotiations and coming off the ACL, and you know, I was supposed to be restructured this year,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm facing the fact that, you know, I might not be there, you know, despite playing all those games for this team, and you know, getting hurt with the team,
Right.
and they just could still be like,
business.
you know what I mean? It's business. Sorry about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you got to start thinking about it at a young age. It's business, bro. So, you know, if you're going to go make XYZ amounts of dollars and you know you're going to make that, and you're risking the injury of you getting hurt in your last game and you already set yourself up for success, I'm not mad at you. But if you're still a guy who's wanting to prove himself and play and maybe get a round up or a couple picks up in the draft, or even the chances to get drafted, you know, then go out there and ball. I don't know. I played when we played Texas. I had like 13 tackles, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I still went undrafted. You know what I mean? But
I was gonna bring that up too.
I know I went undrafted because of all the other stuff,
other adversity.
100%.
Because I remember watching it. And by this time, I knew who you was.
Mm-hmm.
So watching the draft. Matter of fact, I was watching the draft for you, type. You know what I'm saying, type of thing. Because at this point, I had gotten to know you, and I had seen you quite a few times. So me watching the draft, I knew by then I was telling my daughter already, like, even before the draft, I was watching you through the season. I was like, he going to the NFL. I mean, now they just trying to undermine his money.
Yeah, figure out what
business. It's a business. You was
how,
going.
How cheap can we get him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. He went undrafted, and as soon as the draft was over,
my phone.
There you go. His phone was going crazy. I said, I knew it. I told you.
Yeah.
They can get somebody like that. All they need is a little bit of adversity, a little bit of dirt on his name to, just hide him under this, keep him up on the rug, keep him right there. Oh man, he there? He there? Oh yeah, call him now, right now. Come down.
Yeah.
So I knew it. You know what I'm saying? It's been just by watching the game for just that long. So Miami. I probably, I don't know if I could make it.
Man, it was rough, bro. It was rough. It was rough. I'm like, man, I finally figured out, I got some identity about me. I got some discipline about me, and I'm finna go to Miami. You know what I'm saying?
They already knew who you was, though.
Yeah, they did.
Down. You just didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
People knew who you was.
For sure.
That's
100%. If I didn't go through some of the stuff that I went through early on in college, I would have definitely been drafted. No question.
No later than third.
No question. And when I got down there, it was a battle for me. It was like kind of a confidence thing, but I know who I was because I went through what I went through. So I was like, man, I'm finna go out here and just ball. I'm finna play football. So that's exactly what I did. And I fought my way into a starting spot. Week 1 came around. I was starting the first game. I sacked Lamar Jackson first game.
Right.
TFL, 1.5 TFLs, 2 tackles.
It's rough to get Lamar.
I said, "Whoo, I might could do this." Like, you know what I'm saying? I was pretty good at this.
Yeah.
And then, adversity hit again. Second week, I ended up, having like a high ankle sprain in practice. One of my teammates just kind of rolled up on me, and then I started seeing the politics of the league. I was out for the whole season, not because I was necessarily injured the whole season, but just like there's certain number caps and certain protocol that you got to go through as a team. From a team standpoint, you can only bring a certain number of guys back. You can only have a certain number of guys on IR, and they got to sit out a certain number of weeks. And, before they can come and start playing again. So it was like we had a bunch of guys go down in the first couple of weeks, and it was like we just gonna put you on IR for the year. We're gonna still pay you some bread, but we're gonna put you on IR. So it was like I played 1 game, I got sat down. So it was like I rehabbed this all the way back. And then I was training. COVID year was next year. The first year was 2019. COVID year, first year, COVID 2020. I'm training. They shutting down all the facilities. I was training at the facility. And as soon as they shut them down, I started going to a facility down the street. And I ended up, that's when I tore my right knee up. Tore my ACL, my LCL, shoot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, dang, I'm finna miss a whole nother year. So I ended up missing another year, man, just doing what I knew best. That was my first really major major injury. To be out for a year, and you know, I rehabbed it back, man, and you know, coming back, I did camp with the Dolphins. I ended up getting cut, and then the next day, Arizona was like, "Come here," like literally.
And that's how I know, like, when you can get a call that fast, they was already watching you from. Your name was already in the system from college, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes back, because you ain't played with Miami how many games?
For a year, like one game I played.
One game. Yeah. And then now her NFL team, another team already called. So that's why I'm like, man, come on, man, it's a game.
It literally is. And get to AZ, I played one game my first year. I was on practice squad. I played one game my first year there. We had Vance Josephs. And I balled out that game, and he was like, "Man, shoot, we want to, you know, we want you to come back next year. You know what I'm saying? We want to try to play with you." So came back next year. I was in the rotation, but I played like 14 games, pretty decent stat line. I had got back to playing. I got another sack again. I was like, all right, cool. Like I kind of like, you know, getting a feel for this. I mean, this past year, I pretty much started the whole season, other than, you know, a couple injuries and, like, you know, accolades. You know, I was out there, you know, banging, you know, doing what I know how to do, what I can do. Also doing stuff in the community, so just continue to expand the reach and, you know, expand the brand. And it's been real rewarding. I can't lie, it's been rewarding.
Speaking of community, definitely, and I know about the Arab community. Walter Payton, Man of the Year nominee. Congratulations, dog. That's I'll be proud of that. When I see that, like, what made you want to? Not want to, but I know you want to do stuff for the community, the Ledbetter way, shout out the Ledbetter way. Walter Payton Man of the Year. What? How does that?
I mean, truthfully, I knew what it took. Like, I knew how, like, hard-headed I was, and, you know, what it took for me to really buy in and really, like, just kind of surrender and be like, all right, like, I'm gonna do this the way I know I'm supposed to do it.
Right.
And stop trying to fight it. And, you know, some people just, they don't really know, like, that they even fighting, you know what I mean? So I want to be able to educate, you know, the youth through mental health awareness, you know, financial literacy, keep some money in your pockets, and, you know, learn what your money's worth. Shoot, man, pretty much anything you can think of. You know, we do sports programs, we do youth football camps. Our main focus is really, you know, solving for, like, the housing disparity between, you know, regular households and single family households. So, you know, we work closely with HUD housing complexes, you know, government tax credits, subsidies, and families who, you know, qualify for that stuff. And, you know, we get them in housing, you know, get them furniture, get them groceries, you know, pretty much all that, man. You know, my mom was a single parent. I lost my dad. You know, my mom was pregnant with me. So, you know, it's just, like, I know I had to see, you know, what she sacrificed and, you know, what it took, and, you know, how many other people decided to help us, and, you know, how many people need help. And when you really think of homelessness, you know, you think of, like, you see somebody on the street, you know, they live in a cardboard box, or, you know, they, you know, tattered clothes or whatever it may be. But, you know, truthfully, you know, the most prevalent, you know, group of homeless individuals is actually single family households. And, you know, the gap between, you know, two parent households and single family households is huge. Right. And especially with housing and home ownership and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just seeing my mom sacrifice what she sacrificed, and kind of having that survivor mindset of, you know, what can I do to make sure, you know, my baby's good? You know, right. I want to be able to teach kids, like, hey, like, you can put yourself in a position where you don't got to survive. You don't have to be like, you know, how do I get through this next day, or how do I get through this next year? You know, you start planning for your future. And, you know, the way to start that is through knowledge. You know what I mean? You got to teach people. Like, right. I mean, people just don't know. So, you know, that's what we just try to offer. We try to offer programs, man, education. As soon as we get the people, the families in the housing, you know, each one of the housing developments has like a, pretty much like a Head Start program. Right. So, you know, you have like a banking program where they come in and teach the parents about, you know, finances. They teach the kids about, you know, different programs or stuff that they can do. And right now we're trying to do some partnerships with like Toyota, aviation company in Arizona, and do some STEM programs to, you know, teach kids about, you know, technology, about computers, stuff like that.
Hey, now I see why you was, now you was a nominee. And with that being said, I was gonna say, what could you tell my kids as far as, you know what I'm saying, what could you leave my kids with?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean,
Chase that shit, man. It's
look
out
here.
there. It's out there.
He just done it all, man. The Ledbetter way, man. Appreciate it, John Ledbetter, man. Walter Payton, nominee, Man of the Year, man.